Hi, I just wanted to do an updated video on this Godin Acousticaster. Now this particular one's up for sale at the moment, so I want to show it on video. It's been on a few of my YouTube videos anyway. And I just want to update you on something which I've found out today, which is the name of the previous owner of this guitar. Now I did know who it was when I bought the guitar, but I'd forgotten his name. So when I've advertised this, I forgot the name of the guy who it belonged to. But this one was made, I think, for certainly customised in this colour for the guy that I bought it off. And his name's Johnny Brady. And I think he's quite a well-known Irish country rock singer, songwriter. So this was his. And it's a 2002 Acousticaster with the LR bags, dual battery system, which is, I think, the best one. Had a replacement jack socket which works brilliantly. That locks when you put the jack lead in and then you push this button to release it. That's really cool. So you can see where the previous screw holes were filled. Other than that, there's not really a mark on this guitar. Oh, there probably is actually if you hold it in the light, but there's nothing major. There's a little bit of an wear there. It's got the gold machine heads that a lot of the early Acousticasters had. I'm not sure what make they are. They might be Gotos. They don't say anything on them, but they work really well. Stays in tune perfectly well. And these guitars, if you've watched some of my videos, I'm sure you'll know about these guitars, but just in case you don't, these are electroacoustic guitars. So this doesn't look like an electroacoustic. It looks like an electric guitar, but it's actually an electroacoustic that feels and plays like an electric guitar. And I set these up when I've had lots of these. I've had 11 of them now. This was my number 10 one that I bought. And the only reason I'm getting rid of this one is because it's worth more money because of the one-off finish and the condition of it. And the most recent one I got is a bit worn out and a bit knackered, and it's not worth as much money because it's very well used. So I'm just going to keep that one. I've got another one as well, which is available if anyone's interested. A standard black one with a rosewood fingerboard, so similar to this guitar but black. But anyway, the thing about these is they feel like electric guitars, and when I set these up, what I found is you can set these up to play as well as any electric guitar, possibly better than almost any electric guitar. They're unbelievably good to play. The action on this one now is ridiculous. I mean, I can't really show that on here. I mean, you might be able to see. Don't know how well you can see that on the video, but take my word for it, the action is ridiculously low. I like it low. I like it really easy to play. These are electric 10s on it, D'Addario 10s I've got on here at the moment, 10 to 46. Same strings I use on electric guitar, most of my guitars. And the age-old question with these guitars is, should you put acoustic strings on or electric strings? And they're designed to have electric strings on, nickel wound electric strings. The whole point is it feels like an electric guitar to play. So if you put bronze wound acoustic strings, it does sound really good acoustically. Plugged in doesn't make much difference, but acoustically they are better with acoustic strings, definitely, no question. But if you want to be able to plug it in, which is what they're designed for, then the electric strings are what you want to put on these, really. And I literally have had 11 of these, so I definitely know about these guitars now, I think, and I know what works best with them. I've had more of these than any other guitar, and yeah, they're unbelievably good guitars. They're unusual as well because they're very light, but telly shaped, feels a bit like a telly to play. The neck is very sort of fenderish. It's kind of a slimish C shape, this particular one, I would say. It's not a real big handful, it's not like a 50s neck, it's not mega slim, but it's like a standard C-shaped Fender type neck, I'll describe it as. It's a bit slimmer than some other Godin guitars I've had. Good neck overall. Yeah, that's the only thing where this has been put on, and this is what was done by the previous owner. Yeah, there's two marks where the holes have been filled, but you can see where they were. Other than that though, it's perfect. Under here, you take that off, you can see the things, they call them tines, and they're little strips of metal. I think there's 18 of them, and those are what give this its acoustic sound. If I strum some chords on it acoustically, don't you tune it. Quite loud, much louder than an electric guitar. If I do pick up an electric and do the same thing. That actually was louder than I was expecting, because the body of this guitar was just touching the Godin, which I've just put on my lap. I'll do it again without it doing that. So it amplified through the other guitar. Just so you know, it's not an exceptionally quiet guitar that I just compared it to. I'll pick up another guitar. Both of these are quite resonant and quite loud actually for electrics. So, louder than a normal electric guitar would be unplugged. Not as loud as a good acoustic at all, and not as nice sounding as a good acoustic. That's an important point. You can't have one of these instead of your acoustic for just playing. We can, but for just playing, strumming through songs and things unplugged, an acoustic guitar is going to sound nicer really if it's a decent one. But these are great for practice because they are a bit louder. And if you want to play some electric stuff, but you don't want to get your electric guitar out and plug it in and everything, these are brilliant for that. Where I used this one a lot was in lockdown, where I've got a separate teaching studio, although at the time it was in my house, but it was still a separate place with all my stuff, and I have to set the guitars up and set the electrics up if I wanted to play. And what I found was I put this in another room of my house, just left it there, and when I was doing quite a lot of teaching online in lockdown, but when I wasn't teaching, I found I was just going to this and doing a bit of practice. Now I don't do that much, which sounds funny because I do this all the time, but I don't actually sit and practice very much. I should do. But in lockdown I did, and it was this guitar. I didn't play the electric guitar at all, or the acoustic. I kept picking this one up, and it was great because loud enough, you can hear what you're doing. But also you can play lead, can bend strings as easily as on an electric. In fact, this plays better than either of those two guitars I just picked up. Certainly better than the Telly, which I haven't had very long, so I haven't tweaked it very much. And the Albert Lee, which is amazing to play. This one, I'd say this Godin plays better than that. Plays better than probably all of my electric guitars apart from my PRS NF3, which I think has probably got the edge on this one. But all my other electrics, I've got a lot of electric guitars, none of them play as well as this apart from that PRS. I can't stress enough how easy these guitars are to play, and this one in particular. plays better than any other one I've had, and it sounds as good as any of them. It's probably the second best one I've had. The best one I've had was a late 80s one, which one of my pupils has got now. And plugged in, I think that was actually, and acoustically, that was a little bit better than all the others. That was a brilliant guitar. But this one, I would say, is the second best one I've had. So out of 11 I've had over the course of about 30 years, this is the second best one. Anyway, I'm rambling on about it. I really just wanted to tell you that it belonged to Johnny Brady. That's what I came on here for. But yeah, I can say a lot about these, so I'll shut up now because I've said enough. If you're interested in this though, just get in touch with me. I'll put my email in the description. If you want to know any details of this particular guitar or Acousticasters in general, let me know. Or if you've got any info on them that you think I might not know, please put in the comments. Okay, thanks.